Good morning, everybody. This is Patricia Cori coming to you live. No, I'm not live. I'm taping a short moment of Zen from my beloved Azores Island, where it is a bright but not so sunny day. Just saved a butterfly from a spider's web. Felt a little guilty for interrupting the natural process of nature, but couldn't bear to see this butterfly crushing its wings, trying to free itself. So that was a great start to the day. Okay, so today I just wanted to quickly, and I'm going to elaborate on it further, probably in interviews or in the Red Pill Report, which is another of my programs on my ever-growing YouTube channel. But right now, I want to just touch on the question, digital economy, good or bad? And a lot of people are fretting about this. And there's certainly a lot to be concerned about, but we need to get our heads around one main issue. This is happening. When people say to me, oh, that's bullshit. I go, no, it really isn't. How many countries are already basically cash free, starting with China, I think Denmark, Sweden, Germany's going cash free, England is talking about it, and not to mention so many places where you now see the sign, we do not take cash here. Why? Just talk about taking advantage of an emergency, quote unquote. The excuse is because the virus can be spread on the bills. So, as soon as this epidemic, what do you call it? I just can't really find it in my spirit to call it a legitimate, let's call it the health issue. That's going to keep me on YouTube. As soon as this broke out, just days after the big incident in China, they started recalling the cash, saying they were going to sterilize it and clean it because it could carry the germ. Okay. And then all these other countries followed suit. Can't have money, can't have coins. They could carry the germ. Is there anything that can't carry this germ? Just for curiosity. But I digress. I just have to say this while I'm digressing. Really, now you're supposed to wear a mask when you're making love. Not that it's a problem for me, because that's history. But seriously, so you have to wear a condom to protect you against God knows what infections and diseases and sexually transmitted bacteria and germs. And now you have to wear a mask in order to kiss and make love. So why don't you just shut down the whole damn thing and just tell us that what you really want people to do is to become androgynous, no non-sexual, non-baby producing, unless it's for your adrenochrome, machines. Well, guess what? We're not going to be that. Take off your freaking masks when you make love to your lover and kiss. Anyway, I digress. Back to the money. So I have been not preaching, but trying to share with people the importance of getting your head around digital currencies and cryptocurrency and how this is being inserted into the economy. And every day I watch it. I did mention that I invested in a little XRP, the cryptocurrency from Ripple, which appears to be more and more the global currency that's going to replace cash. I'm not qualified, nor do I have time here to explain how it all works, but you can look up XRP/Ripple on any search engine and find a plethora of information about what it is and how it's being inserted and whatever. But when you've got people like Christine Lagarde, who was originally, when I first encountered her, she was the president or director, whatever her title was, of the International Monetary Fund, and now she's the CEO of the European Central Bank. And yes, it is a corporation, right? And she has been making it very clear that they're quickly, she said, it's been a slow process, but you will find that at a certain point it will come very, very rapidly. And openly speaks about digital currency replacing certain bank functions. Add that to the fact that we are seeing countries, more and more places, repeal cash with the excuse of washing it. Well, here's an idea. If cash is a problem, stop flooding the world with useless cash anyway. But I digress. All right, so pay attention to Christine Lagarde if you want to get a pulse on what the banks are really doing here. And the question then remains, so is it good or bad? Well, nothing is black and white, is it? We're certainly finding that out. But it's bad and it's good. The bad is the obvious. I mean, this means that every single, excuse my expression, fart you make economically will be registered and monitored by the, monitored? That's a new word. Monitored by the government. Everything. I mean, imagine if you spend 15 cents to buy something, if there is anything that costs 15 cents anymore. And even that in a cashless society would have to be paid for by a digital transaction. Also explaining why they're flooding in 5G. It's not only to kill off the population, where there's that. It's also to prepare the world for an utterly, totally digitized economy. So, what's the bad? Motorcycle. This means that we're going to be monitored with every move. And then there's the bigger concern, the alarming concern of whether these secretly proposed, but not that secretly, vax that will include the mark of the beast or the digital code is going to be your only way to be able to operate. I think that if that happens, we're done here. And because I believe in the no-win scenario, I believe in the win-win scenario. I don't believe in the no-win scenario. So I don't think they're going to be able to put this in. They're getting close, but I don't believe for a minute that even a sleeping population is going to roll over and take that chip. I don't believe it for a minute. Anyway, that said, whether or not it's in your body, you're still we are looking at this. This is happening, folks, okay? We are looking at the near prospect where, car passing. Sorry, I can't block out the sounds because I have the window open and I breathe. Right, so when this happens, which is imminent, we have some choices to make. And that is, first of all, always, as I've said over and over again, start paying off every possible thing you can. Now, people say to me, but they say that the banks are going to relieve a lot of debt. And people talk about Jassara and Nasara, and I am not enough educated about that to talk about it. All I can say is, I wish it's true. Wouldn't it be lovely? It doesn't ring true yet for me. In the meantime, my objective right now is to get rid of any debt I can, which is a little difficult in an economy where there's no work. But that's my goal, and to be as free of the system as possible is something we all need to think about. And as for cash, still going to be able to use it for a while. Personally, what little I have, I'm holding on to. Then the question, well, okay, great. So that's the bad. What's the good? Well, the good is maybe we are at the beginning of creating a new economy by the people, tribal society where we do barter. We're going to have to do it on the sneak because they want to tax it, baby. They want tax on everything. But perhaps we will be doing more bartering and sharing. And I've mentioned before, it's a good idea to have a few things that are interesting as barter, like seeds, which are they still not allowing seed buying in the United States? Seeds, cigarettes, alcohol. And people say, wow, that's a pretty pessimistic view of the future. And it isn't. It's just smart. I'm collecting things like matches and lighters and things that could easily be traded for something else. So, digital or not digital. It's a lot to think about here. But one thing's for sure, it's for sure they are putting this in. So if your mindset is, I'm not going to worry about it, it'll never happen. I got news for you. Pay attention. All over the world, this is being put in place. And when the central bank, European Central Bank says we are doing this, we are moving to digital options that we're investigating, blah, blah, blah. That means it's already in the works and they're ready to go. They're just about ready to go. And the thing that they're waiting for now is legislation. All right. So, legislation in the States, because there is plenty of that's a tough word, legislation in other countries. Asia leads the way with digital. America better catch up soon if they want to be in the game. And of course they want to be in the game because we know that that's the headquarters of the New World Order. So my short moment of Zen here is to because it is a moment of Zen, is to invite everybody to take a deep breath, stay calm, and investigate. Learn about this. Find out what's going on. Personally, I think it's a great idea to have a little digital currency. And, and this is not financial advice because I am not, absolutely not a financial advisor. Never had a portfolio, probably never will. And I still stay afloat. But I do have a little digital because I think that it's going to rise in value, and it's also going to be, before the draconian period where you can't buy anything without it, there will be let's say an integration period where the human race is sort of forced to get used to it. There are already things happening, like I think now, yes, I'm sure now, Starbucks, which I don't frequent anyway, has started accepting Bitcoin. There are new payment systems. Soon we're going to have the option to have credit cards that are with digital currencies. And it's rolling out, guys. So do your homework. Find out, first of all, when you see those signs in your neighborhood that say, we don't accept cash, pay attention. Because the rollout is underway. And the question is, how are you going to deal with it? If you're sitting on a lot of cash, you might want to evaluate that. And most of us aren't. Most of us in the spiritual communities are not sitting on a lot of cash. But I just wanted to bring it up today. I'm going to talk more about this in depth. In fact, I'm going to try to get a real expert on to analyze and discuss how this is happening, what's the unfolding, how does this reflect the grip of the New World Order, and what the hell can we do about it? In the meantime, get informed. There's plenty of information for you to understand how this is happening, what it means to all of us, what it means to our societies. And there is, because I'm always going to find a good thing about everything, because that's how I roll. There is the upside, and the upside is civilization starting to barter. Well, maybe not just starting, but bartering more, sharing more, developing small tribal economic environments. And I see that as a very, very exciting aspect of the grip of the New World Order imposing anti-humanity structures, because they're going down, baby. But in the meantime, this is happening. So, thought I'd share that with you in a moment of Zen, and I will be back to you shortly with another question and answer period. Was that a love-in or what? I couldn't believe the vibe that was going on that channel when I was doing that. It was an hour and 44 minutes because nobody wanted me to stop. And how exciting to be surrounded, even if it's virtually, by positive, loving, heart-centered people. This is my community. And I'm so pleased. And I'm pleased for me, and hopefully for you, and for each other, because many of you are communicating together and finding all this love. I mean, it was gorgeous. So I'm coming to you live again. I have to check my calendar, but it will be Monday or Tuesday. What is it? Today's the 10th, 11, 12. So it'll be the 13th or 14th, and I will post that. In the meantime, digital, is it good or bad? Nothing is black and white. We're going to find a way to take the good out of it, to own the good And another aspect of the good is right now is an excellent time to grab some of this digital currency because it's very low in value. Some of them are very high, like Bitcoin is certainly out of my reach. But these coins, XRP being my favorite, are, 20 cents, 17 cents each. It was at one time $3.80, and there are predictions that it's going to go into the stars. Who knows? But I like having a little bit of it, and I recommend it because if they do, and when they do switch over, wouldn't you like to be sitting on a couple $1,000s of investment that is now worth 100 to 200 or more? And that's just, something to think about. And as I said, I will come back to you. I'm going to find the right person, and I know who it is. I'm just trying to get a hold of him so we can discuss the implications for the New World Order control through digital economy and what that means to us preparing and securing a more communal, tribal economy in our small communities. And by the way, and I'm going to end this here, are you still living in a big city? Please do what you can to get out of big cities. All right, you guys, this is Patricia Cori, loving you, signing out. I'll be back to you shortly. And thank you for loving my YouTube channel. It's really growing. And thank you for subscribing. And, please push the like button if you like what you see, because it helps the algorithms, and it helps also when the trolls are trying to sabotage. Okay? Love you guys. Take care. I will be back. This is Patricia Cori, as I said, signing out. Big love.